Hello and welcome to whoever happened to stumble upon this video or come back to my channel. Hi, my name is Dana and I'm very happy to have you here today. If you are a returner, you may notice that I am filming outside today, which is not my usual setup. I hope the audio of this video isn't terrible. I'm trying to yell, so my neighbors probably think I'm a weirdo, but that's okay. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I make my thumbnails. This was a requested video, which I love. Please request videos for me. Don't mind my band-aid. Because I want to know what you guys want to see, and I want to make what you guys want to see. So if you have any requests for me, drop them down in the comments. Also, before I get into it, really exciting announcement. I am planning on doing a 1,000 subscriber giveaway, so stay tuned for that. Subscribe if you are not already so we can get to that 1,000 mark. So I will be talking about that once we get closer, but I am planning on making a painting for a subscriber. So stay tuned for that. And now, getting into it, I'm going to show you guys how I make my thumbnails. So first off, I do it all on my phone, and I use two free apps, Fonto and picsart. So I will hop in a screen recording and show you guys what I do. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward, but if you have never made a thumbnail before, it might seem a little bit overwhelming. So I'm just going to make a fake thumbnail using pictures that I have. So what I do, obviously, first thing you want is a picture, and you want to make sure your picture is 1280 by 720 or 16 by 9, because that is the dimensions of thumbnails and videos on YouTube. So there are two ways that you can do this. Either you can take a screenshot of a video, which is what I used to do when I wasn't as good at planning out my thumbnails, or I don't know if this is on all iPhones, but I know on newer phones you can go, when you're taking the picture, what you're going to want to do is click down at the top where you get kind of like your settings and click on 4:3 and change that to 16:9. And this will be your dimensions of your photo. So I'm just going to pop a quick selfie for a thumbnail. This is not an actual thumbnail. We just need our example photo. Alright, so now we have our base photo, and depending on what you are making your thumbnail for, sometimes I will add in stickers or overlays on mine. I'll pop an example right here of what I mean by that. So just say I want to add in, if I'm talking about an app, say I'm making a video about the Dunkin' Donuts app. I'll take a screenshot on my phone and I'll just zoom in on the Dunkin' app. Or you could do this with anything you find off of Google Images. I will show you what we're going to do with that next. So I'm going to do this part first. So I have my base photo for my thumbnail, and then if I have any sort of overlays that I want, I'm going to bring that into picsart. So what I'll do is I'll create a new thing, and I'll open my Dunkin' app and hit cutout, and I'll just kind of rough go around it. Next, and it will outline it for me. I'll hit preview, kind of see what I think, and it kind of missed the corner, so I'll touch it up a little bit. If I go a little over, if it goes over, just kind of futz around with it to get it to be what you want. Does not have to be perfect, but just kind of make it look how you like it. And if you take a little too much off, you can go back and restore it. And you can change the size of these too. I was just trying to make it quick for our example. So I'll hit save, and then I'll just go back. You don't have to save it to your camera roll. Done with that. So I'll click my thumbnail, which is this. If you wanted to edit it, you could. I don't really edit my face in thumbnails. Full transparency. Sometimes I will whiten my teeth a little bit, so I'll just click teeth whiten, and obviously it gets it pretty accurate on its own, but that is terrifying. So I usually put it down to where it's barely even whiter. So just say I want to whiten my teeth, I'll do that, and then that's pretty much all I do. You can go into effects if you want to do anything else to it. I really don't do much. Sometimes I'll enhance the photo. I think when you click enhance, it really kind of goes crazy, but usually if anything, I'll just brighten it, but I would do that sometimes just in iPhone settings. I feel like that's easier than doing it in here. So if you don't know what I mean by that, you could take your photo before you upload it, edit, and kind of play around here. If you wanted to brighten it, edit your saturation, anything like that. But I think my saturation and all looks good, so I'll go in and hit stickers, and you can look things up, but they're not always. Nova's right here. I don't know if she's, yeah. So we have a little special guest. Hi, baby. I brought my dogs outside because I'm watching them. So Nova's just going to join us. This is a weird filming day today. So you can look things up. Just say you wanted to look up coffee because we're talking about Dunkin' Donuts in our imaginary thumbnail. Boom, here's one. Excuse me, girl. So I can say, okay, I'm going to just pop this right over here, tilt it, make it bigger, smaller. And then if you want to erase any part of it, you can do that. You click this up here and just say, you don't want a straw, you could erase the straw. Anything that you want with that. You can also add a border to it if you want it to pop out, give it a shadow. Usually I don't really play around with these things too much. I just add in my sticker. So, and then to find the cutout we made before, at the bottom you're gonna go to My Stickers, Cutouts, and then boom, and you'll see these are all ones that I've used on thumbnails and things like that. So I'll take my Dunkin' one, arrange it wherever I want. You can do the same thing. Just say when you made your cutout, you kind of missed a spot. So again, you can go in and erase and say, oh, I don't want that black corner there, and boom. So if you didn't get it perfect on your first try, don't worry about it. So apply, and then I would just hit, if I'm done with all my editing and stickers and things like that, hit next and save, and I'll just download my photo. So next up, and the second half of how I edit my thumbnails is I'll go into Fonto. I will start with plain image, and I will change it to 1280 by 720, because like I said, that is the dimension for YouTube thumbnails. And color, you can either pick from these or you can add in your own color. So what I like to do, if I have a particular idea in mind, I will look up HTML color codes, go to really any of them works. I think this is the one I use the most. Just say I want a nice pink, I can click one that I think I'll like, and I will just type that into Fonto and get that as a background color. 781 F3, and that'll pop up, and I can select that, and that will be my color. And then I will just hit use. If you hit save, it'll save it to your camera roll, so you don't need to do that. But what I recommend is kind of, it might in the beginning, if you're new to YouTube, you have some time to kind of play around with it, but once you're kind of consistent on your uploads and you're posting a lot and you're starting to get a fan base and subscribers, so you want to try and make your thumbnails similar to one another, so when it pops up on someone's recommended, if they've seen you before, they will recognize that style and say, oh, that's Dana, and kind of know that based on the other thumbnails they've seen of me, this pops into their mind and kind of recognizes that it's me. So what I like to do for mine is I always put a background color. I just feel like it kind of makes my thumbnails pop on the page, and I'll add image and bring in my image that I made. And I don't usually make my background color too big, but I just kind of like the look of that. And what I will do after that is add in my font, and I like to use the same fonts. You just click anywhere and hit add text. So I'll say Dunkin' app review for my fake video thumbnail. So like I said, you want to be consistent on your editing style. So I usually take my font and I usually use white font, and I'll add a stroke to it. I'll do a pretty big number, usually around 10, just to really make it pop, and then just kind of make an alpha or a shadow on it, and I turn off the blur. Hello, yes, welcome back. She wanted to go bark at someone, so, but now she's back. And then I like to open my spacing a little bit, just because that's how I like the look, but you can kind of play around with your style and kind of see what you like. And now it's a little bit too big, so I would make it smaller. Usually I try and keep it within my pink or whatever border color, but sometimes I'll have the font overlap just depending on how crowded my design is. And then what I like to do if I have a second thing that I'm adding in, so just say I'm talking about the Dunkin' app and how to get free drinks. So I could say get free drinks. So you kind of want to add something compelling about your video, and I'll use kind of my secondary font, and they have a ton of fonts in Fonto, which I usually use Helvetica, New, Bold, Italic, and just say I would add that over here, make it a little smaller, and I pretty much edit the text the same way. Yeah, that's pretty much what I would do if this were my thumbnail. I would be happy with that. Usually I send them to my boyfriend, kind of see what he thinks, or if I make a couple of renditions of it, if I'm not sure what sticker to use, I will make a couple of options and send them to my boyfriend and see what he thinks is the most compelling and what he'd be most likely to click on. Because your thumbnail is really important, I think, especially when I first started making videos, I'd kind of throw together the thumbnail the last second, but it's really, if people don't like your thumbnail, the hard work you put into your video doesn't matter because they're not going to see it. So you have to have a good basis and a good thumbnail because that's what's going to draw people in. And if your thumbnail isn't enticing, people aren't going to click on it and they're not going to watch your video. And then just to save it, I save, or usually I'm making it when I'm uploading my video, so I'll airdrop it to my computer. Another thing I wanted to show you guys, so if you saw my text, blah, 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 whatever, fonts. I had Keep On Trucking in my font, so you can install your own fonts. So you can go to DeFont and find any font you like. The font that I like to use is Keep On Trucking. It's a font you see pretty popularly used, but it is one of my favorites. So just say I want to download Goldie Rainbow. I will hit download and see it says free for personal use. And then it pops up right here in my download, so I can click on it. So what you're going to want to do is you'll open this in your Files app, and I will click on my font. And you see, so what I did is I clicked the up arrow and then scrolled over and said copy to Fonto. And you just hit install, installed successfully. So if I were to go add text, I can go to fonts, my fonts, and Goldie Rainbow is right there. Boop, boop, boop. So now that's how you install your own fonts. They do have a ton of options, but if you want a font that they don't have, you can just download it in yourself, which is what I did with Keep On Trucking. And yeah, that's how I make my thumbnails. It is pretty simple. If you guys have any questions or things that I kind of went over too fast that you did not pick up on, drop them in the comments below and I will get back to you. Like this video if you liked this video. If you are a new YouTuber learning how to make thumbnails, welcome to the club. I wish you much success on your channel. Subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Stay tuned for my 1,000 subscriber giveaway. I post new videos every Sunday and Wednesday, so stay tuned for those. And I hope you have a great day. And little Novi hopes you have a great day too, don't you, No?